So 70% ng public transport hindi biyabiyahe yan, more or less.
That is what we would assume. In fact, our messaging, if I may say, our messaging is kung wala pong dahilan na lumabas ng bahay, again, because these are
Yes,
public health consideration, kung pwede, manatili na lang sa bahay muna.
Okay, and that will be sufficient to bring our workers to work. So in effect, parang essentials lang talaga.
Yes, essential in a sense that there are other additional establishments that would now be open under the GCQ. Even in consideration of those, we're looking at the same number.
Okay, and you mentioned also earlier that public transport, halimbawa, whether it's a bus or a jeep, 50% capacity lang ang papayagan, maximum. Pwede sumakay ng bus. Kung 40 dati, 20 lang ang pwede pumasok sa isang bus. Is that correct?
Yes po, half the normal capacity as before.
Okay. Now, if do you expect fares to increase? Ang sabi nyo kanina, hindi tataas ang pamasahe. Tama?
Yes, and that is what we already have told the bus operators when we had consultations before.
Okay. Will they still be financially viable? Magpapamasahe pa ba yan? Will they still go out kung gano'n ang economics na to? Kikita pa ba sila o break even lang o kung lugi sila hindi tatakbo yan? Is that correct?
That's really the challenge, Senator Recto. And if I may, as regards viability, I would defer the question to the DOTR road sector. Answer it.
Okay. So are you saying that meron ng pag-aaral sila na hindi na kailangan itaas ang transport fares and that they are still viable? Ganun ba yun?
In terms of viability, I would say that there is obviously decrease in terms of the expected income that they would have. But at the same time, humingi rin sila ng tulong sa gobyerno, and that was part of our discussion with the bus operator. And that was the same. If I may say, that was also the same appeal of the PUJ transport leaders that we also have met last week.
Okay, question. Meron na ba kayong pag-uusap with the Department of Finance or with NEDA with regard to the possibility o nangako na ba ang NEDA o Department of Finance that they will provide certain subsidies to the transport sector so that we can transport our workers safe and so that they can go back to work? Meron na ba kayong usapan? Meron na ba kayong usapan na ganyan with NEDA or DOF?
May I defer the question to the DOTR, road sector?
Yes, please.
Senator Recto.
Yes.
DOTR. Asek De Leon.
Madam Chair, the Department of Transportation has presented the stimulus package to the Interagency Task Force. Yun po yung may mga proposal po ang DOTR to help the operators. Kaya nga po nang nasabi ni Senator Ralph Recto na we assume na talagang mahihirapan po ang ibang transport operators sa kanilang pagbabiyahe dahil nga po meron tayong social distancing requirement. If I can only refer the matter to ASEC Steve Pastor, siya po yung the one with the proposal dito sa stimulus package, Madam Chair.
Okay, ASEC Pastor.
Good afternoon, Madam Chair. To the members of the committee, magandang hapon po sa inyong lahat. Katulad po ng nabanggit ni ASEC De Leon at ni Chairman Delgra po, yung kagawaran po ng transportasyon sa pangunguna po ni Secretary Tugani ay unang nagsabi po na dapat po hindi itaas ang pamasahe dahil para na rin po sa kaginawaan ng ating mga babalik na nagtatrabaho at manangakay po natin. So we had dialogue with bus operators, jeepney operators, and jeepney drivers as well. We presented po sa IATF, to which NEDA and DOF are members, a fuel subsidy po for our drivers. This will consist of we are proposing 30% po of the daily consumption of bus operators and jeepney drivers po.
And how much would that cost?
This will be equivalent, sir, for bus units, 36 liters and 12 liters po for our jeepney operators, taking into consideration the 23% reduced amount of our fuel po. Para po sa 36 liters po natin, this is more or less 1,200 pesos. And for the 12 liters po, this is more or less nasa 360 pesos.
So how much will that cost until the end of the year?
We have computations po for the GCQ period of 3 months po, Mr. Senator.
Yeah, and how much is that for 3 months? Yes.
Opo,
Magkano abutin for 3 months?
for 3 months po, may I just refer to our notes. 8.8 billion po, Senator Recto.
And that's only for Metro Manila,
This is for nationwide po.
nationwide. So every 3 months, roughly 8 to 9 billion.
Tama po, Senator, sir.
You're requesting a subsidy from the national government of that amount.
Yes, sir. We also submitted this stimulus to the lower house,
Yeah.
to the House of Representatives.
Okay, now question. Assuming hindi mapagbigyan yan ng national government, assuming kulang ang pera natin, what do you do? Will you increase fares?
We are relying also because they are the most impacted by this situation po natin.
No, iba yung tanong ha. Pera at hindi maibigay yan. Just assumption lang. Will you increase fares?
I will defer the answer to that, sir, to LTFRB being the regulatory board for this.
So at the end of the day, dalawa lang naman yan. If it is not viable, kung lugi yan, it's either we subsidize a bit or you increase fares, no? Or maybe the solution might be somewhere in between as well. May
Yes, sir.
little increase in fares later on. 3 billion a month, kung hanggang end of the year to, di ba? That's roughly 3 billion every month. And that's for jeeps and buses. You know, we're just taking notes, okay? And you expect also that the lifting from ECQ to GCQ, 70% mababawasan ang commuter sa kalsada. So 30% lang ang madadagdagan.
Yes. Yes, Senator. Tama po.
Okay? And for how long will that be? Do we expect that to be for 3 months only or also more or less until the end of the year? Or do you expect that by December, halimbawa na sa 50% na tayo?
The answer to that question, sir, will be more of a policy direction really from our IATF. And we will defer po to the position of IATF on that matter.
Okay, so wala pang pinag-uusapan tungkol dyan. In effect, hindi pa napag-uusapan yan. So it's only 3 months pa lang. We can only see ourselves 3 months from now.
Insofar as our level is concerned, sir. Yes, sir.
Insofar as the IATF is concerned as well. Kasi that's what you submitted. They asked you to submit siguro for the next 3 months. Parang facing siguro.
This was our proposal po, sir, to IATF, sir, for the 3 months period po. Yes, sir.
Okay. So thank you very much, Madam Chair. I will no longer ask questions on buses and jeeps, maybe at the rail later on, and shipping. Thank you very much.
Actually, thank you, Senator Recto. Before we